So I want to reinforce in this video how to practice, the method of practicing and being successful. You're going to hear this stuff a lot out of my mouth. Hand positions and repetition. This is the discipline. If you do this, performing or playing music is an interesting psychological journey, because every time you perform, even if you perform things, you do it and then you do it immediately afterwards, everything has changed in your world, in your mind. You know, the time has passed, so things are in a different place. Things sound different every time you play it, and that can be really tricky for your brain to deal with. You know, if very often, you know, I perform a lot, and when I'm performing, something will catch my attention. Somebody in the front row will yell at me or like touch me or like try to get my attention in some way, and I have to play still. It can't faze me at all. And the only reason that it most of the time, unless it's really something spectacular that happens, that it doesn't faze me is because I've done it like this. When you learn something, this makes it so that it's just ingrained in your psyche. Okay. So under any sort of adverse circumstance, you can play it. So we start with just the first bit, and again, it's 2 counts in the beginning. 1, 2, ba, ba. 4th finger, 5th finger. Just do that. And the other thing is, when you are learning something, the first day, you take it apart. Mm-hmm. And you practice each section before you put it together. But then the second day, you got to start over. Mm-hmm. Just because you got through it the first day doesn't mean the second day, somehow that's how our brain is. It needs to relearn it a few times. You know, I would say at least 7 times. You got to go through it before you could sit down fresh, first thing in the morning, your cup of coffee, and you go and you just play it. Mm-hmm. Takes time to do that. Second part. Pinky. Okay, let's do it like that. Again, do that like 4 times and then do the first part again. Then this one. Okay, over and over until you feel good about it. Next part. Next part. Next. And here, 3 times on the D. 1, 2, 3, and then we go back. Again. 1, 2, 3. That's it. What do we call it? Left hand. Did we do left hand last time at all? Okay. Left hand, I just want you to practice these chords. This is a G major chord. And then we're going to do something called a G sus chord. So this is, all I'm doing is playing, it's G, C, D. And I'm using my second finger to play the C. So you want to practice going from this G major to a G sus. G major, G sus. And then you're going to move down to E minor. And now you're going to do E sus. So same thing, 5, 2, and 1, but now it's E, A, and B. Just going back and forth. Get used to playing those chords. And then we're going to do 1 more of those. We're going to go to D major, and then D sus. Okay, D major, D sus. Be able to get through all those chords. And then our order is, and then do it in this order. You go G, G sus, G, and then you're going to go E minor, E sus, and then you're going to take this and you're going to move the whole thing over to D sus, D major. So it's backwards there. We're going E sus, E minor, E sus, D sus, D major. That's the hardest part. So work on that.
What's the note